Recorded job, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming.
Hey baddies, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jada Liz. This is my very first video and I'm so excited. So I did a little poll on my Instagram and I asked my followers what story time they wanted to hear, and it was either between when my sister caught a boy in my room or when we got jumped by my neighbors. And of course, y'all nosy asses wanted to hear about us getting jumped by my neighbors. So that's exactly what I told you while getting ready with this look. This is a natural, basic look, my everyday look. And if you want to hear that crazy ass story and watch how I achieved this look, keep watching. Alright, so my mom and I, for those of you who don't know, I'm from Pennsauken, New Jersey, right? So we lived on one side of Pennsauken for years, and then we moved to another side of Pennsauken. So when we moved to the other side of Pennsauken, it's a twin house, and it was just me and my mom. Now the house next to us was already occupied with a family. It was a mom and her two daughters. So you would think, you know, everybody would get along. Didn't happen. For some odd reason, the oldest daughter could not stand my mom. Like, she just couldn't stand her. She would like get rude with her. She would get smart with her. Now, for those of you who don't know, my mom, the pastor, sweetest lady. A little annoying sometimes, but hey, that's my mom. She's, of course, she's going to be annoying to me. But overall, everybody loves her. She's a good time. She's funny. She's cool. She's down to earth. All my friends love her. Like, it's never been no issues. But this little girl could not stand my mom for nothing. So it was 4th of July. I'll never forget. It was me, my best friends Ashley and Nagazia, and Benasia, our little crew, right? We were in high school, but Ashley had her car, and you know, we thought we was cute. Our senior year, we thought we was cute. I got a phone call from my mom, and she's going off. Like, the pastor is going off. So I know something had to have happened. And I'm like, hello? And she like, yes, this little girl just cussed me out. Blah, 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 blah. Like, going off. And I'm like, all right, y'all gotta take me home. Like, yeah, y'all gotta take me home. Something ain't right. The pastor is pissed. Like, take me home. So we pulls up, and I'll never forget Nagazia. She's the oldest, and she's always been the most wise. She like, look, let's just see what happened first before, you know, you trip. So we get out the car, and as soon as we get out the car, the little girl say, what, you want to fight? Now, mind you, I say little girl because she was younger than me, but she was much bigger than me. I had a little small frame. Like, I was cute in high school, like a little tiny thing. I'm a little thick mama now, but I wasn't this thick all my life. You know, so she like, you, what, you want to fight? I swing. It is what it is. So we out there fighting, and mind you, I'm not even gonna lie, sis is handling me like a rag doll. Like, I was small, she was big. She was like clumps big. So she was handling me like a rag doll, like really just tossing me all over the place. But mind you, she's not swinging. She's just like manhandling me, and I'm steady swinging. So we roll around on the ground. We like getting it in. And it was her little sister. Mind you, her mom was like never home. I'm not gonna say she was out and about. She could have been at work. She could have been anywhere, but she wasn't really home a lot. And the whole time, my mom didn't even know where I was outside fighting. Like, never had a clue. So she was cool with the neighbors across the street. They were all younger, like they were little kids. So you know, that was that. So my mom come out, they break it up, and that's just it. So I'm thinking like, whatever. So I had a little cap on. 4th of July, I was cute. Had a little cap on. She done snatched my cap off. So it ain't like I was bald. So, you know, went in the house, changed my clothes, did my hair something stupid real quick, and we went out to South Street, the real South Street. We had a ball that night. So, all right, that's that. The next day, it was a Saturday night. So the next day is Sunday. The pastor's at church. I ain't there, heathen. The pastor is at church, and she's like, I said, we all stayed at Benasia's house. So I'm like, again, Ashley's driving, so I'm like, all right, I'm about to go home. So my mom calls me like, I don't want you to go home yet. And I'm like, for what? Like, ain't nobody scared? Like, why can't I go home? She was like, no, I know you're not scared. She was like, I just got a bad feeling. Like, you know, I don't want you going home just yet. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we stay at Vanasia house for a little bit, and I'm really ready to go home. Like, I want to go home. So my mom called me. She like, all right, I'm home. Just come home. I'm like, all right, cool. So the whole night, they really didn't pay it no mind. We're over it. We're thinking it's over and done with. Whatever. And no, of course it's not done. So I get home, and it was crazy because driving up the street, I lived on the well, my mom still lives there, but I lived on the main street. So it's like a big ass street, like a road. And my mom was when we pulled up, it was a big group of people, like a huge group of people at the top of the street. And like to the point like we couldn't even like get through for a second. So we finally gets through, and I go to proceed to go in the house. So my mom is holding the door open, and I told y'all it's a twin house. So my mom was holding the door open, and she like, Jade, you know, come in. So I'm like, all right. As I'm walking up, the mom is outside now. It's the mom and the daughter that I fought. So we like, all right. So the mom like, y'all jumped my daughter. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, nobody jumped your daughter. She like, y'all jumped my daughter. The neighbors across the street even said it. Mind you, they're all friends. Like, of course they're going to say that. Nobody jumped your daughter, sis. She like, y'all jumped my daughter, XYZ. So I'm like, ain't nobody jumped that girl. Like, that wasn't even it. Nobody jumped her. Before I can even, like, say anything else, do anything else, just anything else could happen, the daughter, Bigum's Clumps, comes out of nowhere and dunks the shit out of me. Like, literally picks me up and just dunks me. Boom. When I tell you a bitch must have been made of rubber, I popped up off that fucking ground so fast, and we outside mixing. Like, it's on and pop, and we mixing. So as I look up, we start to fight, and like 2 more girls run out the house. What? 2 more girls run out the house. So I'm like, here we go. So now it's me and the sister and her little sister, who's nothing was little about sis either. They were some big ass girls. And like, they're with me and I'm fighting. I look up, my mom is like, look, you get your daughter, I'll get my daughter, we can break this up. So the mom is like, no, me and you gonna fight. The pastor was shocked, like, what? What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean we're gonna fight? Now, whole time, my best friend is in the car. She's the one that, you know, dropped me off. So she sees all the commotion, she jumps out. So she goes to jump out, and there's another girl out there. So them two, like, they're fighting. Now, me and the girl, the sisters, mind you, we're fighting. So we on the ground. It's whatever at this point. I look up, and the little sister has my feet, right? She's holding my legs together. The fucking big sister is literally on top of me, like on top of me. So I'm pinned to the ground at this point. This big black gorilla, I still get like, I'm still triggered by this. She proceeds to hog spit. When I say it came from like the back of her throat, it came from the back of her throat. She hog spit and just said, and before I could even Like, all I thought to do was just turn my head. And I turned my head in the nick of time, and she got spit all in my hair. All like down the side of my ear. It was just a big thing of spit. And I lost it. I don't know if I got Hulk strength, special strength, adrenaline. I don't know what it was. But next thing I know, my mom was like, literally pushed the girl, like kicked her big ass off of me. And you know how Bad Boys, no exaggeration, you know how Bad Boys were like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence is back to back, like drawn with the guns drawn. That was me and my mom swinging. Like literally me and my mom swinging. So anybody running up, we swinging. Like the pastor, rah-rah came out because the pastor wasn't helping. We needed rah-rah. Child, when I tell y'all, I look up, sidebar, when I'm on the ground, I look up, my best friend, they literally had her, like, banging her head on the damn house. Like, it was crazy. So she finally kicks back and, like, you know, kicks the girl that she's fighting. Kick back and finally gets loose, and now they fighting. Like, now it's a fair fight. Yo, when I tell you, shit got real. Like, it got real, like, it didn't need to go that far. All because you lied because you got beat up the night before. So next thing you know, of course, the cops called. Whole time, the cops had, were already called. But again, remember, it was that big behind, like, crowd at the top of the street. They didn't get to us. When I tell y'all, that was the longest 4 minutes. That was the longest 4 minutes of my life. Like, it's not even funny how long that fight felt like. So now, mind you, I have 3 older sisters, but they're all older than me. I'm the baby. So I guess they probably just thought, and it's always just me and my mom, like we don't have like a lot of company. It was just always just us. So I guess she must have thought that that's the only family we had, like we were all we got. Sis was in for a rude fucking awakening. When I tell you the whole Fraction, Futch, Hudson, Brown clan, like, came to bat, came to war in a matter of a phone call. My one aunt lives up the street, like, it's a road. She lives, like, up the road. I don't know how she got there that fast. My little cousin, he got anger problems. He come running up the damn street, foaming at the mouth. Like, it escalated real quick. So one thing about my family, they'll fight anybody. They don't care. They'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. If you want the smoke, you can get it. So it's so funny because we laugh about it now. My grandma, the littlest thing, got the most mouth outside, like, come outside, because they wouldn't come outside. Once the cops came, they did not want to come outside. Like, the mom played it off like they're only 15 because they were younger. They just was big as hell. They're only 15. They have all these adults out here to fight my daughters. Like, she had this shit set up, like, real good. Like, she knew what the fuck she was doing. They only 15, blah, 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 blah. And my grandmama's with all the dumb shit. Come outside. Come outside. Now, my Aunt Bonnie, the baby girl, sis get down like fucking George Foreman in the ring. She want all the smoke all the time. So my grandma out there like, come outside. Come outside. Get her, Bonnie. Get her. And Bonnie in the back waiting. This shit was a hot ass mess. We had to go to court. We had to do all this dumb shit. And they didn't know my mom worked for the state. It was crazy. It was so crazy. And we sit back and laugh at it now. But that shit wasn't funny. Like, we really got jumped by our neighbors. So, like, imagine, like, it's our neighbors. It's not like it's across the street neighbor. Like, we live next door to them. Look, I'm all out of sorts. I don't know what the hell I just did. Like, how the hell did it work? Yeah, so it's not like we was never going to see these people again. But come to find out, I believe the daughter that I fought, the main daughter, suffered from like mental issues or something. As far as like bipolar, I don't know, something like that. I heard that afterwards. I'm not sure, but like I don't know how true that is, but yeah, it got real. Again, that shit was not funny. I was not feeling that shit. I was so mad. So of course I want to say I was a junior. Yeah, because Ashley is we're the same age, but she was born in 91. I was born in 92. So that little gap, her birthday's late. So basically she was in our grade. So she got her and Nagazi got their cars before everybody. So in court, they was trying to say that Ashley was 18 already, which she wasn't. She was only 17. She turned 18 that year. It happened December 4th of July, so she turned 18 that December afterwards, so they couldn't get that off. They were just in there just lying about everything. All because she had a car, they were saying she was an adult. And I just felt like if y'all found her address to serve her the papers, y'all saw that her information, you know she's not 18. So it was dumb. Nothing happened as far as like to us. Nothing happened because wasn't nothing you could fucking do possibly. But yo, we really got jumped by our neighbors. But yeah, that was that. I can't believe y'all actually wanted to hear that story. Y'all so damn nosy. It was a very traumatic experience. Love blush. It was a very traumatic experience. I just really, like, I was just so hurt. Like, they really had my mom out there fighting. I wanted war, like, the pastor don't fight nobody. I wanted war for, like, years after that. Like, not my mom. She don't bother nobody. She ain't young. She's like, she was a grandma. Like, ain't nobody about to be out there doing that. But yeah, that's the story, folks. And oh my God, so her dad pulls up. Her dad pulls up. Mind you, her dad is even older than my mom, but you know, you don't play about your kids. And he kept riding by, and he was calling the cops, saying that this man is threatening them. He may possibly have a gun. All this BS. I wonder what they're doing. The people we fought, I wonder what they're doing now. Hope they're okay. Let me know if y'all want more story time videos, or if y'all want like a step by step. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this up. This is the basic look. I'm gonna pop my lashes on. Yeah, and I'll be back. So I'm back, and this is the final product. Just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with me today, listening to this crazy ass story. And make sure you like and subscribe.